The old Skoda coughed its last on the uneven cobblestones, its headlights flickering and dying, leaving Elias stranded in the oppressive darkness. He cursed under his breath, the thick Bulgarian air heavy with the scent of damp earth and decay. According to the tattered map, he was close to Ravenswood, a village abandoned decades ago after a series of unfortunate events. He'd come seeking inspiration for his next horror novel, drawn by the local legends of a place haunted by whispers and shadows. Elias grabbed his backpack, the only sound the rustling of his cheap raincoat in the still night. The village was a skeletal framework against the inky sky. Crumbling stone houses lined the narrow, overgrown streets, their windows like vacant eyes staring into his soul. A chilling wind whistled through the broken facades, carrying with it the faint, unsettling caw of a raven. He found the old church at the village's heart, its steeple a jagged finger pointing accusingly at the heavens. The heavy wooden door creaked open at his touch, revealing a nave choked with dust and shadow. Moonlight filtered through the shattered stained glass windows, painting grotesque shapes on the decaying altar. As Elias explored, a sense of unease settled upon him. It wasn't just the decay. There was a palpable sense of wrongness, a feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. He imagined the villagers, their lives abruptly cut short, their ghosts lingering in the crumbling walls. He could almost hear their whispers, carried on the wind. He found a half-rotted diary in the church's vestry. Its pages, brittle and yellowed, told a disturbing tale. The villagers of Ravenswood had been devout, their lives centered around the church. But a charismatic new priest, Father Valerian, had arrived, preaching a radical, twisted version of their faith. He spoke of ancient pacts, of sacrifices needed to appease the darkness that lurked beneath the village. The diary entries grew more frantic, describing strange rituals, chanting in the dead of night, and the villagers' growing fear. Then the entries stopped abruptly, with a final, chilling sentence. "The ravens have come to claim us." Elias shivered, the cold seeping into his bones. He dismissed it as superstition, the product of a community gripped by fear and hysteria. Yet, the raven's caw echoed outside, closer now, more insistent. He decided to spend the night in the church, seeking shelter from the wind and the growing sense of dread. He found a relatively dry corner and unrolled his sleeping bag. As he lay there, the whispers intensified, swirling around him like a malevolent presence. He could almost make out words, fragments of prayers, screams, and the constant, maddening caw of the raven. Sleep offered no escape. He was plagued by nightmares of shadowy figures in hooded robes, their faces obscured by darkness, performing unspeakable acts in the church. He saw himself among them, a willing participant in their twisted rituals. He awoke with a gasp, the first rays of dawn painting the eastern sky. The whispers were gone, replaced by an eerie silence. He packed quickly, eager to leave Ravenswood and its dark secrets behind. As he reached the edge of the village, he saw it. A large black raven perched on the crumbling archway, its eyes fixed on him. It wasn't the bird's presence that terrified him, but its gaze. It was intelligent, malevolent, knowing. He stumbled back, his heart pounding in his chest. The raven tilted its head, and a voice, ancient and chilling, echoed in Elias's mind. "You hear us now, brother." Elias froze. Brother? He didn't understand. He turned to flee, but the ground seemed to shift beneath his feet. The crumbling houses of Ravenswood were no longer decaying ruins, but solid, lived-in structures. Villagers in archaic clothing emerged from the houses, their faces pale and gaunt, their eyes hollow. They stared at him with a mixture of fear and recognition. He looked down at his own hands. They were no longer his. They were pale, skeletal, clawed. A black feather drifted down from the sky, landing on his outstretched hand. He looked up and saw hundreds of ravens circling overhead, their caws deafening. The truth crashed upon him with the force of a physical blow. He wasn't an outsider. He was one of them. He was one of the villagers of Ravenswood, trapped in this eternal loop, his memories wiped clean each time a new traveler arrived, only to be reawakened by the raven's call. He was part of the darkness that lurked beneath the village, a brother to the ravens, a participant in the rituals. The horror wasn't just the village's past, it was his own, repeating itself endlessly. The raven on the archway spread its wings, and Elias knew, with a chilling certainty, that he could never leave. He was home.